or some shit. What's up, man?
Yeah, so I'm just curious on the transcendental argument for God. Right now, I'd say I'm more of a agnostic, and my main issue with, say, a positive claim of God is that even you admit that God is a circular argument, and you use God to justify logic, to justify morality and all these things.
Yeah, well, how about I just use the term recursive or self-referencing? Is that better than circular because everybody gets tripped up on the word or the terminology? We're just pointing out that at a basic level, everybody's argumentation will bottom out and you will have something that's self-referencing. So let's say, for example, we want to do linguistic philosophy. Can I do linguistic philosophy without using words? Or if we talk about meta logic, can I talk about how logic works or how logic exists without assuming some form of logic? No, it's impossible. So is that circular? No, it's simply pointing out that at a different level of analysis or at a meta level, you must assume the things in question. So it's not circular argumentation in the classic sense of a violating of a law of logic. That's like mundane, normal types of argumentation. It's because it's a different type of category question which necessitates using the thing in question. That's why it's not circularity.
Okay, but couldn't you say that for anything else? Like,
no,
obviously,
you can't.
You need to use words to justify using words.
It's a category error. Do you understand that there's a difference between studying logic and meta logic? Those are two different types of questions. Do you know what that means?
No, I'm not super well read on philosophy. I'm just wondering because
that's the point right there. What you don't understand. I'm not trying to be rude to you, but I'm telling you that that's what you're misunderstanding. You're assuming that, for example, fallacies across the board apply in every single type of situation or case, and there's certain situations where they don't apply. Let me give you an example. We all agree that ad hominem is a fallacy, right?
Sure.
Let's say that we're debating in one situation a case where the thing in question is precisely someone's character. And so let's say we're debating, the character of Bill Cosby. And I bring to the table all of these arguments about how Bill Cosby is for the sake of argument, a piece of crap. He, is drugging people, raping them, etc. Well, wait a minute. Is that ad hominem for me to do that?
Oh, I mean, you're referring to the subject at hand, which is
correct.
His character.
Yes, exactly. So in this case, because it's a unique situation, it's not ad hominem because precisely what's in question is the character of the person. So likewise, if we say in the question of logic, right, if I ask a metalogical question, which is about the status of logic itself, what's the ontological status of logic? I cannot do that without assuming logic to reason about it. So it's not circular because it's simply unavoidable in a meta type of question.
Okay, so, I mean, again, logic is necessary is kind of what you're saying. And you're saying that logic would come from God? Because I've seen some of your videos.
I have said those things, but those things don't relate to what I'm saying right here. This is just a category mistake. Right. So do you know what we mean by meta questions, what that means?
A question about questioning. Right?
No, a question about the status of something, like the ontological status of something. Do you know what that means? I'm not trying to put you on the spot or make you. I'm just literally trying to explain it. I'm not trying to be rude to you, but are you familiar with that term of like what a meta question is?
No.
Okay, so like if I'm doing mathematics and I'm doing 2 + 2 = 4, I'm doing basic arithmetic, right? That's a different question from when I say, what is the number 2 or the number 4? So that's a different type of question. It's a meta-level question where I'm asking not whether 2 + 2 = 4, but what is the ontological status of the number 2 or the number 4? That's the point, is that tag is operating at that higher meta level, and so it is necessarily recursive or self-referencing. If you want to throw out the word circular, go ahead. That's all we mean.
Okay, but I mean, I'm just saying that if you're going to say that you can't do logic without that,
right?
I mean, I don't see how that's the case. Like,
It's obviously the case. You don't understand this? Like, because logic is necessary for all reasoning and all propositions and all meaning and all predication. So if I'm going to reason about logic, I have to assume that logic is the case. You can't make sentences without logic. You don't know that?
No, I do know that.
Okay, then you just proved my point. Thank you. You proved the point.
What does that have to do with God, though? Like, what you're saying?
We're not at God yet. I'm just trying to demonstrate the category error. You're not going to understand the argument for God until you understand the mistake you're making about the category error first. I'm trying to demonstrate that to you first.